This will be a daily thing. All right, we're looking at Brad Pitt, Moneyball. You can't play Pena at first. Why? Because I just traded him. This is what it's going to be. I mean, Harvey batting 8th. That's hilarious to me. There's only one other place to go. It's 9th. I think your microphone is not on, and we're going to need to change that.
There we go.
Batting 8th. That's where.
I was about to say, 9th and bench. So there's
two stops left.
Right.
9th and unemployed.
Yeah.
But here's what I wanted to do. I want to hear from Tiger fans, and I want you, and again, I know putting a number on a baseball season is very difficult. It's 162 games. So much can go right. So much can go wrong. Sometimes both of those things happen. But I really want to get a sense from Tiger fans. You've made a great point here. For years, we've got off to these slow starts, right? Mm-hmm. And in the notes, they open up against the White Sox, who might lose 100 games. They open up against the Mets, who might lose 90 games. They open up against the Pirates, who might lose 90 games. And they open up against Oakland, who will, in fact, challenge the all-time worst record. This is your first 11 games. Here's an opportunity to get out to a good start, take advantage of the soft underbelly early, and get us some excitement. The over-under for the season, 80.5. I want to know not just if it's over or under. Put a number to it. Let's have some fun, guys.
Because if you do this right, according to that over-under, you can get 1/10 of your wins right here, right now, when you really think about it.
Wait, Kenny, what did I say to you in the pre-show?
What did I say to you? I said he just made Jimmy sad. He said something to Powers.
Right. And I said the guy walks around like some Christian, but all he does is bum you out.
It's not. Those
Rico,
are facts.
the sun is shining and it's 60. Yeah, well, my best friend's dying. All right, Rico, good day.
Facts. These are facts.
I don't need them. It's opening day, and we all have our bibs on. You know what a bib is?
I'm saying, if your over-under is 80, if you can start off in the first, get 8 wins in the first 11 games, that's 10%.
No, leave the last part out and just say you're 8-3. Okay. The last part makes us sad, and it attacks our bib, our baseball-induced boner. This is opening.
The
that's the bib.
Okay.
I love baseball, and for a day, I'm allowed to have hope that this team might not make me angry. So if you want to know where I'm at.
All right, I'm just not going to say it.
Last year we had runs above Maton. Now we have bib.
We got bib. It's the only metric that counts, the baseball-induced boner quotient.
Gave Jimmy a fact, and apparently I made him sad. Okay.
Here's Rico's nickname, the Deflator. So just, what if I told you I think this team will be just good enough to anger me?
Yes.
They will be just good enough where I won't be able to let things like Wyatt Langford or Matt Chapman or whatever go. That I think they'll win 84 games. And it'll be this weird middle ground of winning record. They went over. They're not bad, but they're not quite good enough. And that's going to really chap my ass.
Then let me say this, and hopefully you...
Go ahead, Deflator.
That's a good thing. Here's why. Because it means you care. Because it means you are invested. Because it means you are watching them and you have not cashed out.
Okay.
Look at the team kitty corner from the ballpark. Do you really follow the Pistons? No. You don't care about the Pistons. Don't know what happened?
I don't know. Nothing works. Just carry on. I mean, it's like an episode of Sesame Street in this building.
But it means it's why the frustration is there with the Wings, because you care, you invested, you actually want to see something because they are so close. With this bad division, if they're sitting around 84 games, you know what that means? That means you can go back and pick apart some games that AJ blew it.
Can I pick apart the draft decision? Can I pick apart not signing a legitimate veteran back?
Yes. That all of a sudden, the bullpen blows a save. Like, yeah, when you can start nitpicking those little things, it means you want it. It's there. You're so close. You care. And for years, man, after opening day, really probably after Memorial Day, no one really cared about the Tigers anymore.
No, we had a pennant drive. I got us to 4th of July.
No, in most years.
I know.
It was over. Really, it was over in April. It was like you sing April in the D, and then you walk away and you go home.
What do you think this team's going to deliver on? And look, we have plenty of time to do Harvey Baez shows. I mean, I don't necessarily need to focus on it today. Am I rooting against him? No. Batting eighth. I just feel like we need to hope he can do something. I don't share Doug Karsh's optimism that he can still have value to the team without actually hitting the ball. I don't share that. I think the leadership thing is quite overrated. Your leaders are your best players.
But it's right. How can you lead?
When you're hitting 086?
Right, because that's just it. If you're a leader, and now because you have to sometimes be the bad cop, and you got to get in somebody's face, and you're saying, hey, you got to go better. When you're at the plate, you got to, and you're the whole time you're sitting there, really?
Right. Learn to take a pitch, cutscene. You just swung at a slider 8 feet outside the zone.
Right, because whoever you're yelling at is like, yeah, I've seen those Sister Jean memes where she strikes you out. Yes.
Uh-oh.
You can't really tell me that you can't be a leader when you're that bad.
I'll go 84 and 78. I think they'll be better. Can't be worse. Division's absolutely atrocious. You really don't have an excuse. I'm not going to do the Rico 10% win total here in the first 11 because it makes me sad. But it makes me sad when you say it that way. But I'll go 84 and 78. I think they're going to be just good enough to make me mad. Just good enough that I'll curse their name that they didn't do anything in the offseason. And maybe a trade happens. Maybe it all works out. Maybe they get to 87, 88. Heaven help us if they got to 90. But I can see a trajectory for some of the younger players to help them. I think the pitching is going to be rock solid. Again, I do care. Your division's awful. I think that helps you. But I don't think they'll take this quantum leap, and that's the bummer. It's the same thing we talked about with the Wings. They needed to take a leap. And it looks like they're simply not going to do that. And that's not good enough. Like, eventually, you got to win. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to know from the people, 248-539-9797. Very simple question. What do you think this team's going to do this year? If you want to call in about the Ibanez thing, leading off and playing third, go ahead. I'm not mad about it. I'll talk to you about it. But I gave up. This is who they are. They think they've cracked the code on baseball. They're going Brad Pitt Moneyball. We're heading to Visalia to watch the minor league team. So I fine. Better be right. Combined with the 17 people playing third base, I better see an 850 OPS.
I'm a little more optimistic.
You?
Yeah.
The deflator.
I simply present you facts.
Let me hear this.
You take those facts and you just...
Let me hear this.
I got 86. I got 86 wins.
I'd love it.
I also think that, unlike last year, they won't screw it up, and they'll do something at the trade deadline. That will make things interesting here. Harris showed he wanted to do something. He got bamboozled last year. We don't need to go over that again, but I think this year they'll be close enough. They'll become buyers. They'll bring in somebody that will help them compete for this division.
All right. The deflator is inflating.
We are not going to roll with this.
This is good. This is good. 84 and 86. All right. I mean, listen, man, if you get to 86, you're in this in the last 2-3 weeks of the season. And that would be the goal. That's all I think the bar has been set so low. Yeah, if this was a more passionate baseball town, I think it'd be easier for me to sell people on the mindset. The goal should be the division this year.
Right.
There is no 25 or 26 or, well, the window's not. No. Stop. This division's garbage. You owe your customers. You haven't been relevant in 10 years.
Go for the division because I don't think a wild card would be available for you. So
yeah.
If you don't win, you'll be rooting for the Lions.
Probably fair. 248-539-9797. Kenny, give me a number.
I'm looking at 83. I was between 83, 84, somewhere in that range. The youth gets a little bit better.
But I'm the negative one. Okay.
He didn't say you're getting 10% of your wins in the first week.
I didn't say that, no. Because I'm looking at team win totals. That puts, the team win totals for this year, we're looking at teams like the Rangers at 88 wins, Toronto at 87 wins, Seattle 86 wins. I don't think we're as good as those teams yet, so I'm a little bit below, but I'm not.
But the division you play in.
The division you play in is different. It's a lot worse. Minnesota's 86. That's what Rico has us at.
Right. And Kenny, you understand what I said. Like, I have a hard time saying under based on pitching. They have pitching. And when you look in this division, whoa, buddy, not pitching. I just feel like that will sustain you. The issue is the offense. No, I don't think they'll be 28th in baseball again. But I don't know if they're ready to take that leap. Part of it is you start Javy. Part of it is you have Frankenstein at third. Part of it is you didn't sign anybody I care about. Can Torque give you a full good year? Yeah, I could see a pathway to that. Yeah. Could Riley Green bounce back? Could Colt Keith be one of the names you talk about for AL Rookie of the Year? These are plausible things.
Could Baez just be decent? Not an all-star. Can you just go out there and be decent?
Decent.
Just decent.
So, league average.
Yeah.
Playable.
Yeah. Where we're not even talking about him.
All right, hold on. I want you to think about this. And by the way, nice electricity for opening day. Think about this.
You know what, Kenny? We need the song.
No, you know what we should do?
We need the song.
No, I know what we should do. Because this is what Tiger fan has become. Why don't we talk about what is your favorite ballpark snack? 248. I want you to think about this. Another legitimate baseball question. What is more likely?
It's more like the Coney pizza.
Deflator, hear me out. How dare we want wins? They gave us crazy puffs at the park. So listen.
Still got to try those. Those look great.
Listen, focus. I want you to think. Reserve your answer for the other side. Ready? More likely. Javy becomes average, or Javy is not on this roster June 1st. 248-539-9797. Here's the deflator, a reading from the book of Psalms.
Not the deflator.
Hey, you're going to die someday.